everybody. Hello. Kevin, what's happening? Shalom. Shalom, Teresa. Shalom, Sylvie, child of the Almighty. Good to see you all. I think Mike CrossFix will be joining us here soon. Shalom. Oh, I'll send him an invite here quick. Oh, Max, so he's been on a boofer spree today. Max has. Let's see, how can I... let's see. I don't know where he's at. I can't find him. Well, anyways, shalom, everybody. We're going to read in the book of Jeremiah tonight. Shalom, Tili. All right. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone had a good day. I haven't kept up on any current events, but I'm sure things haven't changed much from yesterday, for the better anyways. Oh yeah, tired. I'm tired as well. It was a long day. Shalom, Candace. Shalom, James. And shalom. Anyone else? Kelly? Great to see you all. Well, I'm just going to start reading. CrossFix wanted to go over... Hey, shalom, Abby. But he wanted to go over... Hey, wifey. He wanted to go over Jeremiah tonight, so I'm just going to start reading until he can get in here. I'll try and point out as much as I know. Oh, you're here. All right. Welcome. Hey, she's my wifey. Hey, brother. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, bro?
Good. Doing well.
I was just doing some studying while I was waiting on you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't see your message for a while. I was ready earlier, but I don't have my notifications on because sometimes they go off all the time. So
No worries. Just that 5 minutes of waiting on you, I learned something new, and it kind of just blew my
awesome.
mind. So, yeah, I'm
Time
telling
well
you,
spent.
going through this book of Leviticus has been something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
put a lot together, like just between Revelations and Genesis today, that all that's coming together, how like it just kind of like makes like a loop,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's I was talking with D about that, and we are just kind of like, letting that set in a little bit, and it's kind of neat.
Mm. Yeah, oh, it's very interesting stuff once you have Father's Spirit in you and you can read it according to the Spirit, not according to the letter. It makes a whole different understanding, don't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
blessing.
yeah, it is, and it's like it gives you a peace that like it's all these people that want to think that are arguing about what they think they know, and it's like you guys, it's not even worth it right now. Like you guys are so far off.
Hmm. It's hard to get them on track.
It is, but like you're saying, you can kind of see and pick out the ones that are like I'm starting to see it a little bit now, where I can see who's a little closer and who's pretty far off. And, before it was kind of just a big blur.
Hmm. The more you study and the more you understand as you go on, it'll all start to come to you. Like you'll notice when people, it'll just click, and you're like, oh, this guy's got ears to hear. So I did with you. I knew you
Right.
had ears to hear
Right. And I didn't know any of this stuff, but you just, for some reason, you knew it.
because you were humble, you were meek about everything, and you could see past the lies. You
Yeah.
weren't just following suit on somebody. You were earnestly seeking truth on your own, and you were pointing out the lies out of straight as a gate. That's the first thing I noticed. And then when you made that video, I noticed you when you said, what did you say? You said, look, I grew up in an abusive relationship. I know it when I see it. And I said, yep, there it is. Because I went through the same thing. I watched my mother get her head slammed through a wall. So I know. I know who's humble about things and who hasn't had a silver spoon in their mouth their whole
Yeah.
life and work and actually, you know, try to do good to people. I can tell.
Well, thank you, brother.
No problem, bro.
You're helping me change my life, actually. Like, I mean, I know it's all him working through us and stuff, but I just, that's amazing. It actually has changed my life this last month, like in ways that I could never imagine. Ways I've
Well,
always wanted, but I could never imagine how I could get there.
and now you just trust the scriptures for what they say. And look, see what happens when you trust the scripture for what they say. You're not trying to chase somebody else's doctrine. You're just reading it for what it says and believing every word that it says. And they
Yeah.
don't realize that, when like that one individual that keeps continually trying to, um, hey, Papple, how's it going, bro? Love you, bro. Um, like that gentleman that continues to harass me in my post and he says, oh, you're chasing this and this guy's doctrine and this guy's doctrine. I don't even know who they are because I don't look. I just
Yeah.
believe what the word is. And they don't realize that them rejecting what that says, they're actually rejecting the Messiah. And
Right.
that's the worst part about it all, It's he's a stumbling block for them. That's why he said, um, many are going to stumble upon him because he is the word. And
Mm-hmm.
people just can't seem to wrap their mind up around that when they reject exactly what the word says. They're rejecting him. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah. And
sad to
and
watch.
through and through this, like trusting what the word says more, like my trust in our Father is growing tremendously. Like
Hmm.
way more than it ever, like faster and stronger. So that's all just working together, and it's beautiful, so beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah, you'll get to the point where when you hear music like love songs, you'll stop thinking about women. You'll start thinking about him. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but that's just that's how it goes. You'll
Yeah.
start once you get closer to him, and you realize how much you truly do love him and you trust him. And you're going to go through your little trials and tribulations where you're going to lean more on the flesh than but it's just part of sanctification. You'll be chastised for it, just like I've been chastised many times for it. And
Mhm.
I try to stress to people, when I was talking to a gentleman last night and he was telling me his whole life story. And I told him, I said, bro, you can tell me all this stuff all day. It's not going to make you feel any better, brother. You need to go outside and call out to your father and confess everything, and you'll feel better. He
Mhm.
still continued on telling me everything, and I pretty much told it to him 3 times, and he went out there finally and did what I told him to do, and he came back and felt better. That's what it's really about. Yeah, we can talk to our brothers and sisters, but guys, you really need to take it to the Father. If you feel like you've done something wrong and you feel that conviction in your spirit, like you're not worthy,
Yeah.
just take it to the Father. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it.
Absolutely. I can attest to that as well for sure. That it makes a way bigger difference when you do that. And then also like on the turn side of that, like some things are just meant for you too. Some things aren't meant to be shared with other people when your relationship with our Father.
Hmm.
I've had some instances where I've been shown things, or I've had some, things where I felt were really impactful, and then I talk to somebody about it, and then it actually hurts their feelings or makes them feel in a different way that's negative, and it's like, whoa, like I didn't. Mean to do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, some things are just meant for us and us alone.
Yep. I mean, like I said, I was going through an instance where I was really feeling like I was screwing up, and I kept telling brothers and sisters about what I was doing, and was thinking that was going to make the problem go away, but it didn't. I still
Hmm.
had that vexation on me 24/7, like it would never go away. It could never leave my mind. Um, it'd keep me up at night where I would toss and turn because I couldn't get it off of my mind. And it finally ate me alive, um, to the point where I just broke, like literally broke, and I broke down and called out to him. And you know what? I felt better afterwards, and I felt peace and forgiven. And then I just kept going, and I just kept moving forward. And now I know what not to do. So we're all going to make mistakes along this walk, guys, and everybody will come to you. These Christians will come to you and sit there and say, "Oh, do you keep the whole law perfectly?" No, only our Messiah did that. Okay, He's the perfect Lamb. We're not trying to compare ourselves to Him. We're striving to be like Him, yes. But when we make mistakes and we get chastised for it, and we learn from those mistakes, and we turn away from those mistakes, that's what he's looking for, guys. He's not looking for you to be absolutely perfect overnight. That's just not going to happen. You're going
Hmm.
to make big mistakes along the walk. And you learn from those mistakes and you acknowledge those mistakes. And that was the hardest thing for me to understand because I would always feel like I was cut off, but I know I wasn't because when you fear and you realize you've done wrong, that's a good thing. It's a bad thing if you think what you did was okay. But it's all part of sanctification. It's cleaning you up, making you into silver, gold, or precious diamonds. He doesn't keep the dirt and the rocks. He tosses those. You know, when you pan for gold, do you keep the dirt or the rocks? No, you keep the gold. That's what he's looking for, and that's part of sanctification, guys.
Hallelujah. Good words. Good words. Yep, and that's what we're here for, is to help lead everybody to that sanctification process. We can't do it for you. And we can't praise your hallelujah. You got to shout your own hallelujah.
You got to
And
render your own bulls and your calves of your lips.
yep, yep. So, but we will help you and be there for you, and when it gets tough, we'll try to encourage and strengthen. That's what brothers and sisters are for.
Hmm. Good brothers and sisters are always good to have. I tell you what, I've got some really good ones I've known for a long time. New ones that have come around. It all started with just 3 of us, and now look at us. you know, we all used to go on Discord and teach and come on every night and go through the prophets, like about like what we're going to do tonight, and just read and go over stuff, and um, just enjoy each other's company. And when although that we're not sitting next to each other right now, but if you really think about it, we're really in the spirit with each other right now. Because everything is mental. We hear our words, and our words still have effect. So know that He's with us when we do this kind of stuff.
Absolutely, that's a very good point. Very good point. So if you don't mind me asking, who are the original three OGs?
Well, one of them's no longer with us,
Oh,
um, but it was me and Adrian and another individual.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was I can't even remember her name, but she helped me out a lot when I was coming through a hard time, and she was very kind, and she went to a Torah Observer plantation, and they were showing partiality, and I caught it, and I called it out. And well, I didn't call it out, I just mentioned it. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. It's written in the Torah that we shouldn't be doing that. And
Mhm.
they just kind of cut me off from communication with them. And it was just me and Adrian for a while, and then I met up with a big group of women. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. There was men too, but there was a majority of women. And we would just go over, prophecy, and we had our rough times with the people. We had many fall away, when it came to the tough stuff of the scriptures. And many of them stayed, and they're still here today. Some of them are sitting here right now. So um,
Awesome.
yeah, good people that can handle the Father's word and trust every word that it says. And they're a blessing to have around, because when you carry around this burden on your shoulders, and you can't talk to a regular person the way that you would want to talk to them, but you can talk to your brothers and sisters in an open manner, and they're not going to judge you for what you know, because they know it too. They're one mind. That's what we're called to be, is one mind and one understanding. And it's nice. It's nice. So I'm glad you joined the family, brother. Really, I am.
Well, I thank you guys so much, and I couldn't feel any more at home. Like, and I think I can speak for D as well. Like just like you were saying, like we all have one mind from the very beginning. When like a week or two ago when I kind of really got into it, like it's really been just like that. Like we all kind of think alike, and it's just really it's nice. And yeah, that's something I've never really had much either. Is like every time I talk to somebody, it's like you can never connect, and it feels like they like you always think they're thinking you're crazy, or they're looking at you funny or something. And this I don't feel that way. I haven't seen you guys face to face yet, but I think we pretty much said some things where it won't isn't going to much matter.
Yeah. Um, some of the things that we talk about privately is just, you know. So
Exactly.
if
But
the
that's
people
great.
think that we're bad now, they should see what we actually discuss in the scriptures in private. It would really tear them apart.
Yeah, and and the whole thing is we're not all through all of it, we never get prideful. Like that's one thing that I watch for big time is pride. And I haven't seen any of it, so that's the amazing part of it all.
It's that's that's the thing, man. That's where straight as the gate, where they fell, is they became prideful, and they became arrogant, and they tried to be served instead of be servants. And
Mhm.
that's not what it's about.
Exactly.
It's not what it's about at all.
Yep. So are you ready to start reading?
Yeah, sure.
I think we made a pretty good introduction there.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, we
not
did.
where I'm going to read from, just so everybody knows.
Is that your is that your PC?
Yeah, that's just kind of a background I put up.
Oh, okay.
It's all crooked and stuff, so that'd be tough.
Yeah, it looks like your phone's kind of crooked there too.
Yeah, it is. I got it all jacked up a little funny, but it works for me, so I'm going to leave it.
Oh, guys, I see your comments. I appreciate it, guys. I love y'all. We're going to be going through the prophet Jeremiah. The reason why I chose Jeremiah is because during the time of Jeremiah was also the time of King Nebuchadnezzar when the northern army came. So Jeremiah talks about the northern army a lot, a lot. So since the northern army is here now, I thought what better prophet to go over than the book of Jeremiah. So
Yeah, I was listening to it today, and it's really good.
hmm
Now that I've got the eyes to see, it's awesome.
it
All right,
is.
so what's that?
I said it is. It
Yeah.
is. I'm agreeing with you.
All right, so I will start right at the beginning here. 1:1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yahweh came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Hosea, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Ah, my sovereign Yahweh, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But Yahweh said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, nor for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahweh. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth.
hmm
And Yahweh said unto him, or unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Is that maybe not what happened to us?
That is what happened to us.
Right. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Yep. And who do you think that's talking about?
That's talking about, see, I have this day set over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out. Well, that's going to be the day of the end,
hmm
the
In the end.
tribulation.
But yeah, I want you to even think even deeper on this, brother, because you said it just this 20 seconds ago. That's what happened to us, right?
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out, to pull down and destroy and to throw down and to build and to plant. So like basically to break down the religions and stuff of the nation of the, right?
Yeah, you're right.
To
Yep,
build
but
up our father's word and
that's right. So
back to life,
here's my,
basically.
are we not called to be just like him?
Hmm.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
just
I
like
don't
the
know if I
Messiah.
asked you
Yeah.
this. Yeah, just like him. So if Messiah is the word, what would that make us if we were striving to be just like him?
Well, that would make us his. If he's the Word and we're striving to be like him, then we want to be the Word as well.
That's right. Now hold on a second. I told you this is to explain why I'm taking you through this stuff.
Hmm.
We're gonna go through one chapter a night to understand a chapter. Okay,
Okay.
I hope you if that's okay.
Yeah,
But we're
that's
also
totally
going to
fine.
bounce around a little bit to understand that chapter. Okay,
Okay.
go over to Isaiah 48:10.
All right.
or start at verse 9 and 10.
Okay. Oops. Save this spot here. All right. I was not there. Right here. Okay. All right. For my name's sake, I will defer mine anger, and for my praise, I will refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off.
All right, pause. What is his anger? Because he has two different feelings, which the anger is the displeasure, which also equals the indignation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the wrath.
Okay.
The anger and the displeasure and the indignation, which you'll only find it where it says displeasure in like um, in the TS 2009 version. The only reason why I know is because I've read Isaiah in two ESVs, the two TS 2009s, and probably three King James. And it just uses different wording. So I'm just giving you that extra word. So if you ever do get you a Scriptures Bible, you'll know the difference. It says displeasure, but in the King James or the ESV, it'll say indignation or anger.
Okay.
It's the same thing, which is there's two halves of the tribulation, right? You got the first 3.5 and the last 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3.5 will be his indignation or his displeasure or anger, and the last half of the tribulation will be his wrath, right? That's
Okay.
when his wrath is poured out on the whole earth, because the indignation is only for Israel alone. That's why it's called the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. But in the wrath, it's going to be the world's trouble.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I just want to let you know this is what this is talking about right here is the first half of the tribulation in verse 9. And what does it say again?
In verse 9, it
Mm-hmm.
says anger. And then that for my praise I will refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off.
Who do you think he's talking to?
144.
Yeah. Read the next verse.
Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
The furnace of affliction, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Remember that word. Remember, line must be upon line, precept must be upon precept. I want you to remember furnace. All right.
Okay. Just that one?
Furnace for right now.
Okay, got it. So yeah,
Line 6.
the anger is like him. The wrath is obviously more severe than the anger, but the wrath is more like him, his action than, and his anger is kind of like sitting there stewing over it, right?
Mm-hmm. With everything that's going on right now with this, um, everything going on, it's boiling up his anger. I can assure you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just trying to find this. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Where is it at? Go over to, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. Crap. Pulled up the wrong one. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Oh, they're patient. They're happy to be here.
Where's that one at? I'm trying to find this. Hold on. I'll find it. Just type in something different here. I pulled up this prophecy in a video, but I deleted it last night because I didn't want to leave it up. There we go. All right. Jeremiah 6:29 and 30.
All right. The bellows are burned, the lead is consumed of the fire. The founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because Yahweh hath rejected them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So they are burned. The lead is consumed of the fire. The fire.
Mm-hmm.
The founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Right?
Yep.
So they're going through the fire, right?
Yep.
Okay, now check this out. Remember that word, silver, rejected silver, furnace,
Okay.
because what I promise you, what I'm going to show you tonight is going to blow your mind. Okay, so just be patient with me. I promise. I'm not doing this for no reason. I promise you.
No worries. I'm just writing stuff down anyways, so as long as everyone else is patient, I'm doing just fine with your speed, so
Okay, go over to Deuteronomy 4:20.
okay. I like to take a lot of notes, and if you ask D, like, I don't know how I make sense of it or whatever, but I know what I wrote and where I wrote it and why I wrote it. 420, you said?
Yeah,
All
Deuteronomy
right.
4:20.
All right. I'll write that down. Okay, but Yahweh hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace.
Mmm,
Word, yeah.
and get
Even
you a little thinking there, huh?
yeah,
And out of Egypt. Where are we? What are we?
we're Egypt. Yeah,
We're Egypt, right?
yeah. To be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
Same as it is before, so it is later on. All
Yeah,
right, hold on a second.
yeah. So yeah, there's proof that it happened in Exodus, and then proof that it happened in Babylon.
Jeremiah 11:4.
Okay. Which I commanded your fathers, um, in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt from the iron furnace, saying, Obey my voice and
Who's
do
the
them.
voice?
Huh?
Who's the voice?
Well, that'd be the Messiah.
Well, who was that voice? And I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. It is the Messiah, but who did he send?
Oh, Moses at that time.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
We're what?
Close. Well, I'll take you over there. Just just continue reading this, and I'll take you over there.
Okay. And do them according to all which I commanded you. So shall ye be my people, and I will be your Elohim.
Right. Obey his voice. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, if it's not Moses or the Messiah, I don't know who that would be speaking of.
It's the Messiah, and I'm about to prove it to you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, crap.
Land of Egypt from the iron furnace. Hmm. So the
Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. All right.
oh, my screen's dirty.
All right. Go over to Exodus 23, 20, 21. I'm sorry, 20 through 22. Or 23. You can just go to 23. 20 through 23.
22, 23.
No, Exodus 23, verse 20 through 23.
Okay, I got that.
Sorry,
No, that's all right. You can
I was
understand my confusion.
undecisive on how far I wanted you to go.
That's okay. You can understand my confusion. There's a lot of 20s and 23s there. All right, Exodus 23, 20. All right. Behold, I send an angel before thee. I keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. So yeah, I guess it would have been Peniel would have been his name at that time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be whose voice he was speaking of in Jeremiah 11:4.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because he didn't get the name Yahshua right until his fleshly birth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's only because that is his salvation.
Okay.
Yep. So now we know who the voice is that we were commanded to listen to. We know that we're called to be like the Messiah, which he is the Word, so that would make us the Word as well, right?
Yep.
Right? Okay. And we know that we have to go through the furnace of affliction, right? To be tried as silver is tried.
Yep.
And I'm going to pull up one more, and then I'm going to hit you with the grand finale here.
Yes. It was him in the burning bush as well, right?
All right, go over to
This was
Zechariah 13, 8, and 9.
Zechariah 13, 8, and 9. Got it. All right. It shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my Elohim.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be tried through the what?
Through the fire.
Yeah, through the fire, which most of the Christian church says, I've been baptized in the fire. No, the hell you have not.
Right.
No, you have not. And most of you wouldn't be able to handle that, I can assure you. If it wasn't for the faith that I have, if I didn't have the faith that I have and knowing what I know, I don't think I'd be able to handle it either. All right, so yep. All right. Now here's your grand finale. With all this understanding you have right now, and so many people read this and get this wrong, go over to Psalms 12.
Okay.
Not everybody's going to have ears to hear what you're about to understand. I can tell you that right now.
All right. The whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not a long chapter.
Nope. Help Yahweh, for the good man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things.
Straight as a gate.
Uh-huh.
Cut him off.
Yep. Who have said, with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own. Who is sovereign over us?
Our lips are our own, meaning our words are authority.
Right. Right.
Straight as a gate.
Yeah, and a lot of other, I mean, a lot of other Christian religions are that way too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of religions. I mean, anybody that's not even in the Christian religion, faith or whatever, like Buddhism and all that stuff, that's all the same too. So, yeah. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. The words of Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
Think about that.
So,
Think
yeah,
about that.
right. Is that how many times we've gone through this
No,
cycle?
no. 7 times. How many stars does Yeshua hold in his hand?
Oh yeah, yep. I know it's 7 crowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
7 eyes
yep.
in Zechariah. The watchers.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? The words of Yahweh are pure words.
Right,
As
us.
silver.
Yep,
Yeah, the words.
yep. Okay. Purified 7 times. Okay. Thou shalt keep them. Oh, okay. Like, thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
Is the 144,000 going to reign with the Messiah for 1,000 years?
Yeah.
So they won't die, right? They're going to live. They'll be just like the Messiah, right?
Right, right. Just like how the 2 witnesses have been preserved and then they'll die, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in the streets so that
So
they
who do you
can.
think this is talking about here?
Well, this is talking about the 144,000, the words, and then thou shalt keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For this generation, from this generation forever.
That's right. Most people read that and they say, "Oh, look, my King James Bible is perfect."
Huh. The wicked walk on every side, and the vilest men are exalted. Okay. Interesting.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
With that understanding, right?
Yeah.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh, and thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
They're going to be just like the Messiah. They're going to be given a white stone. They're going to be given a new name. They're going
Right.
to be just like unto the angels. He said, "I will give you the morning star." And he said, "I am the bright and morning star."
Mm-hmm.
Getting interesting, ain't it?
It is. Very interesting.
I'm not done yet. You're gonna like this.
Good. I can feel the climax coming. Like it's the tension, you know?
Go over to Psalms 119, verse 130.
Okay.
Or 29 and 1, I'm sorry, 129 and 130.
This is in 119?
Yeah.
And you said 129 and 130?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doth my soul keep them. The entrance of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding unto the simple. I opened my mouth
No,
and
pause there.
oh yeah, okay.
Thy testimonies are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Testimonies.
Right.
Are we not called to keep the testimony of Yeshua?
Yep. And the
Who do you think's
commandments.
even talking here?
Well, this has got to be the Messiah again. I mean,
All the law, all the prophets, and all the Psalms speak things concerning me that need to be fulfilled. He is the
right.
spirit of prophecy, the volume of the book. So this is him speaking.
Yep. Yeah, every time in the book when it says Yahweh possessed me, I mean, if you look at the words, almost all of them you can relate it. Like it's really amazing.
So we're called to have the testimony of Yeshua. And he's saying, thy testimonies,
Mhm.
plural, are wonderful. Therefore, doth my soul keep them.
Mhm.
Do the 144 belong to the Messiah?
Absolutely.
Right. So what do you think 130 is saying?
The entrance of thy words giveth light and giveth understanding unto the simple. Well, so like the entrance would be like us coming into, the entrance part I don't quite get, but us coming into our understanding that we're having right now.
The words will give understanding to the simple.
Right. So like we're going to be sharing the word, we are the words, and then we're giving the light to the simple. Yeah.
That's right. So go over to, and this will be the last one, and we'll finish. We'll go back over to Jeremiah.
Okay.
We might be going over to Jeremiah. Trying to figure out where this is. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm just kind of looking this stuff over again.
Jeremiah 23:4. When you're done, go
Okay.
ahead and read it over. You're seeing it for a whole new light. The
Right.
message inside the message.
Right. Right.
And this is how you should read all of Scripture. All of it.
Right.
Every inch of it.
That's what I've come to learn. It's hard for me to get through anything now because it takes so long.
You got to break it down.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jeremiah? What?
23:4.
Okay.
Remember, the words are pure words. Well, I'm sorry. The words will give understanding to the simple, right?
Yep. When does that happen? Because that sure isn't happening yet.
Not yet, but that's beginning to happen.
Yeah. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahweh.
What are the shepherds going to do?
They'll be feeding them with scripture,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall
With
fear no more.
understanding. The
Yep.
words will be giving understanding to the simple.
Yep.
Starting to make sense now?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right.
For sure. So yeah, like after the desolation, there's just going to be nobody's going to know which direction to turn, and it's going to be our duty to raise them up in the way of the. Well, we're gonna try to bring this back with everybody in that's left, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and then most of the land will probably just be so desolate that the only place that'll actually be kind of fruitful will be where we're talking about.
That's right. When we go into that land, when we're gathered from the four corners of the earth, out of the remnant, 144,000 will be chosen to be Levites, to be priests. They will have all the um, attributes of the Levites, meaning I made a video on this and it's still up. I recommend that you go watch it again. And I give a good understanding of the attributes of the Levites. The world is going to hate them the most because the world doesn't understand how the Levites will think and how they will perceive the world and everybody in it.
Do you think hmm, I'm just trying to think of like how I think about numbers, like, how many people you think there's going to be around on the earth when the Messiah comes back? Like percentage or something out of what's here now.
In the whole earth,
Yeah,
the earth is going to be completely emptied. Everybody's going to be, there's going to be a little remnant of each people left on the earth because if there wasn't, there wouldn't be a war of Gog and Magog with Persia, Libya, Lydia, and Lud, all the same descendants
right, right.
that he used last time, the prior time, which is the line of Ham and those who mixed with the line of Ham.
Yep. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I'm a numbers guy. So like, there's almost 600,000 men that are going to be with, taken to the promised land, right?
With the children and the women with them, yeah.
Yep. And then, so like out of the 8 billion people that are here right now, there could be probably like maybe,
A tenth,
yeah, a tenth is what it's going to be.
yeah. A
8
tenth
million,
is going to come out of it.
800 million. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
that's
going
why
to
it
be
said in Zechariah 2/3 of the earth or of Israel will perish, and only a third will go through the fire. And remember what we read in Jeremiah 6: those who failed that testing will be considered rejected silver. It's going to be small. So, and remember Ezekiel chapter 5, where the barber, where he said 2/3 will be cut off and die by pestilence, and a third will, I'll send a sword after the other third, and then a third of the third. So only a third of that last third of the earth is, I mean, of Israel is going to be remaining.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So we'll still be outnumbered pretty good though.
Oh yeah, we already are
Right. Well, yeah, for sure we are now. Yeah.
because we allowed it, and the
Right.
Torah said not to allow it.
Yep.
We're reaping what we're sowing right now. If we would have listened to the Torah, we would have never went through this.
Yep. I totally get it. By being sluts.
Being sluts with the other nations.
Yep. You hear that? Dirty whores out there. I'm just kidding. I'm not straight as a gate. Oh man, they said that to me one time. They're like, "What are you gonna do when your father calls you a dirty slut?" And I'm like, "My father ain't gonna call me one."
Nope. You're gonna
I'm
call me
like,
one because I'm a servant of his. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So
no.
now we'll go back over to Jeremiah 1 verse 9, and now you should have a way more understanding of what it's saying.
Okay. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Trade your garment for a sword.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That is
Make
good.
a little bit different sense now. A whole new light of understanding when you read it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, because some people, they just don't even understand what it means. I mean, they think about like, oh, somebody touching his mouth, like our Father's going to actually come down and touch someone's mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and then give him words to speak.
Nope.
Like that's how Jeremiah came up with the to write this. That's how they would probably say it. Is that's why he was able to write this, is because Yahweh came and put his hand on his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Eat
Interesting.
the heavenly scroll. It'll be sweet to your mouth like honey, but bitter in the stomach. Remember, Yeshua said, you need to eat my flesh and blood. And the Pharisees didn't even understand what he was saying, but he is the word. He said, "Verily, verily, you need to eat my flesh and blood." And they're like, "How do we eat your flesh and blood?" They didn't understand. He said, he sat there and told them, "If you can't understand, how am I supposed to show you heavenly things?"
Mm-hmm.
Because they were parables, they're secrets. He was talking to them in angel speech.
Right. Right.
He is the word. The flesh and the blood is the word.
Yep.
Consume the word. When you're reading this word and you're consuming every word, you're consuming the flesh and the blood of the Messiah.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than, communion or whatever.
Yes, yes. That's why if you think about communion, it happens in when? Passover, right?
Right.
What are we commanded to do in Passover? 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. There shall
Yep.
be no leaven in your house. If any man is found with leaven in his house, he shall be removed from the congregation. Sounds kind of harsh to a person who has no understanding when they read that. Like, geez, if you just eat something with a little bit of leaven in it, you're gonna be cast out. No, it's talking about the doctrine,
Yep.
the good doctrine and the bad doctrine. If anybody is found with bad doctrine in their house, they are to be removed from the congregation.
Yep. Makes sense.
A
Yeah,
little
just
bit of
like a
leaven
lot of
leavens
other.
the whole lump.
Right. No different than if you were, raping and pillaging or whatever, or being adulterous with other people's wives and husbands. I mean, that you can't have that type of wickedness.
Let me pull up something here for you, what leaven means in the Hebrew. I got it written down right here. You're going to find this very fascinating. Promise.
I will. I do that. I like to study the actual words and stuff. And, it's funny because people just like, I get a lot of the law one, it's like, do you even know? I had one person say, "Where do you get the word law, your definition of law from the dictionary?" I'm like, actually, it means Torah. Like, do you know what the word law means? Like,
Instructions,
yeah,
way of life.
like what are you talking about, dude?
So the word leaven means, and figuratively speaking, extortion, the practice of obtaining something through force or threat.
Hmm.
Through the Hebrew lexicon, it means gained by violence. The root word of leaven is called hames, to be pungent, harsh, cruel, and then the Hebrew lexicon to the root word to be sharp, eager, sour bread, and vinegar. Sound like
Wow.
somebody?
Yeah. Huh.
They gave me vinegar to drink.
Yep. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, that all fits together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the confusing part too, is because they'll say a bunch of different things, but they mean, some of them mean the same thing. Kind of like the English language is like cold can mean a bunch of different things, while this way a bunch of different words can mean one thing.
Mm-hmm. But we use the Bible to interpret a word.
Right.
We, that's all we do. We don't sit here and say, well, this could mean this. We're not going to jump over to the book of Revelation and say, well, this beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. So it means that this massive monster with literal 7 heads and 10 horns. That's how most people perceive it. But
Oh,
that's
I
not
have
how
my
it
whole
is.
life, man.
Huh?
I have my whole life besides, recently, but
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, that's how most of us did perceive it. And now what? Just like Daniel said in the book of Daniel, seal up the words of the book until the time of the end. And in those days they shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
yep.
The book has been sealed until the time of the end. No one's had any understanding. You know why? Because we've been in darkness. Remember, Messiah was the light of the world, and he said, I must work the works while it is day. The night
Right.
cometh where no man can work. But
Yep.
now we're in evening, right? We're still in darkness. We're in evening. And that's why we look for the day dawning in our heart, because the day dawning is when our Messiah is coming, right? That's when the two witnesses came and picked up, I'm sorry, the two angels picked up Lot when the day began to dawn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we're at the beginning of right now, where we are today is um we're before Genesis 1:1.
Kinda. Yeah.
We're at Genesis 1:0 where it's all darkness and there's nothing.
Yeah. Kinda. If you think about it in that
Yeah.
light, yes. Oh, I know, Melissa. I know. I've tried to tell them that so many times, but they don't listen. They say, "Look, that means Sabbath's morning to morning." No, it doesn't. It's a prophecy of our Messiah returning. And now that we're still in evening, we're consuming unleavened bread right now and we're leaving nothing until morning, right? Is that not what the book of Exodus says? Leave nothing until morning, right? We're to be consuming this word until Messiah's return. Because now that he's coming, we're in Egypt. We're consuming unleavened bread, and anybody in our house, meaning our congregation, that consumes it has to be removed. And trust me, I've removed quite a few. Starting to make sense now?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could actually be like in up to Genesis 1:2. We aren't quite to 1:3 yet.
That's right, Rachel. Eat it in haste, meaning eat it with your loins girded, meaning ready to go. That's what loins girded means. Mean on the move, get ready to move. It's almost time to go.
I must have missed something.
No, in Exodus, when they eat the leavened bread, when he's telling them to consume unleavened bread,
Yep.
right? He says, "Eat it with your loins girded."
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that means ready to go. That means ready to move. You need to be
Right.
eating this and ready to go when it's time to go.
Right. Right.
Yes, that's some deep stuff there, ain't it, buddy?
It
I
is.
love
Yeah.
this
It just
stuff.
made me kind of look at everything like even more, like it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. My thoughts, like it doesn't get in, like I'm not getting off track. It just keeps going down into the rabbit hole even more. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I love it, bro. That's the spirit of prophecy, bro. When you submit and obey, as Proverbs says, turn ye at my reproof, and I'll pour out my spirit upon you, and I'll make known my words unto you.
Yeah.
It only
Yeah.
comes by submission, obeying, doing what the Torah commands. Yahweh is commanded through the Torah.
So yeah, when I'm not trying to like be boastful or anything, but when Adrian did that live the other day about going through the law, that was really awesome to like just have someone sit there and go through everything with you and like, you can sit down and think about like, okay, am I doing that? Am I doing that?
You
Um,
want to go through the law real quick?
well, I mean, we
No, no, I'm
can,
just
but
saying one. I'll pull out a tough one for you. I'm not saying that compare. I love Adrian Death. No, I just wanted to pull up something for everybody to understand here.
yeah, it's all parabolic as well too, but like that's, what we need to be doing in our daily lives, right?
hmm This one I'm pulling up is a big one.
There's so much to learn though, especially if you're going to try to do priesthood, like there's a lot.
Go over to Deuteronomy 17:15. If you're going to do priesthood, you need to stick directly to what the Torah says.
Oh man, yeah. Otherwise your punishment will even be worse.
But see, here's the problem: you stick directly to what the Torah says, everybody's going to look at you like you need to go into an insane asylum.
Well, today, yeah, but
Yeah,
after everything's desolated, they won't.
no, because we're going to go back to the ways of old.
Yep. You said Deuteronomy 17. Oh, she put it here, I think. 17:15. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Thou shalt in any wise set him king, or thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Oh, that's a touchy one.
Yep.
So no one that's outside of your kind is allowed to rule over you.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when we allowed Obama to rule over us
Right. Right.
and Kamala?
Yep.
Yeah. Did we learn our lesson?
Uh, probably not everybody. Nick and I were touching on this last night too about like well, you were there for that. Yeah, never mind. You were there commenting on it when we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about giving to people and stuff like that. Making sure that we know who we're giving to.
So I haven't spoken anything of myself. I've just shown you what the word says. Don't
Oh
don't
yeah,
do it.
yeah. This is awesome. What? What was the last thing you said?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, I thought you said something.
No. All right,
Oh,
so let's
that's
go back to Jeremiah 1 and finish that out. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, it's all right. We get a little sidetracked, but I love it.
Oh, just remember, guys, everybody in here, when you read the book of Deuteronomy, every single word, or in Numbers, or in Exodus, whatever it is, you should be reading that as it's going to apply to you during this second Exodus when we head into the land. And I mean every word. Every word. Even the book of Joshua. Joshua, all Joshua is a foreshadowing of our Messiah, what he's going to do when he comes. Him and the Levites, what they will do when they enter the land. Think about that. Now that's real tough stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You shall utterly remove this and this and that and this and that. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, you ready?
Yep, Jeremiah 1.
I think we're at 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out, to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw them down, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree.
That's in Numbers, just to let you know.
Okay. I'm writing it down I'll go look it up later.
The rod and the almonds represent the 144.
Like I was going to say, I know the rod represents all 144, but I didn't know if the almond tree, I'd assume that would be the Messiah if it was going to represent anything. Like,
Remember when the Levites were told to place their staffs and which one grew flowers?
nope, I don't, but
Go back in the Torah, man.
I am not, like I've said before, I'm not that versed with all the priest stuff.
No, it's okay. You're good. You're good. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you. Now you know. And if you want to know, go back into the book of Numbers is where you're going to find your answer to that.
Yep, I'll look that up for sure. Yeah, now was at 12, right? All
Yep.
right. Then said Yahweh unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. And the word of Yahweh came unto me. Hold on a second. Then said Yahweh unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. That's talking about when he's going to be speeding up time and all that. And
I'm sorry. I was commenting. I was actually commenting on somebody.
you're all
Sorry.
right. No worries. I think I figured it out. And the word of Yahweh came unto me the second time, saying, What seest thou? And I said, I see a seething pot, and the face thereof is toward the north.
The Northern Army, a
Yeah.
seething, boiling pot.
Yep.
Interesting, right? A pot,
Yeah.
water boiling. What are waters?
Yeah. The people, they're just,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting rambunctious.
Mm-hmm. And they're
Then you,
boiling. They're
yep.
getting mad.
Yep. Well, that's happening everywhere. Yeah. With everybody right
Mm-hmm.
now. Then Yahweh said unto me, out of the north an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land.
Mm-hmm. From the north.
Yep. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against.
Gates of Jerusalem, specifically Jerusalem.
Uh
Where's Jerusalem? Zephaniah 3:10.
huh. Zephaniah 3:10.
That's where the gathering's going to take place. So do you think that the place that they're calling Jerusalem today is the Jerusalem, or is it
Oh
the
no.
Jerusalem where we're going to be gathering to?
Right. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed shall bring mine offering.
That's right.
Yeah, you showed me that the other day where you turn the map sideways, you can kind of see the horse bridle.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of neat. I showed my friend that as well. He was like, huh, that's kind of cool.
So what you're reading about in verse 15 is talking about them.
It's talking about them up there in the fake one?
No, them down there in the real one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, this is going to happen before we get there, then, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Messiah warned it. I'll
Right.
take you over there after we're done with this chapter. I'll show you.
Okay. And I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other mighty ones, and worship the works of their own hands. Crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I wanted to, before, because now it's getting off track of what I wanted to show you. I want to keep that fresh in your mind. All these northern armies will be against Jerusalem, right?
Okay.
All right. Go over to Luke 19:41 through 44.
Luke 19:31 through 44.
No, 41 through 44.
41 through 44. I'm getting all stuffed up. I hope I'm not getting a cold.
Better not.
I better not. I would be. Someone would have to fire me because I wouldn't be able to stop myself, and y'all would just have to deal with me.
I know.
All right, Luke 19. I was in two different people's houses today that I don't know who they were, so who knows when I was around. I'm almost there. All right. And when he was come, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou hast known, even though at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast out a trench about thee, and encompass thee round, and keep thee on every side. And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation.
Yep, there it is.
So yeah, they're going to build a trench all the way around it, huh?
Yeah, they're going to be surrounding them. That's why he said, hold on. Remember, we've just went over that yesterday,
Yeah.
and we'll go over it one more time.
I was wondering if that where the blood will be up so high up to the horse's bridle is in that trench, maybe.
hmm Luke 21:20, 22.
Okay. And when ye shall see Jerusalem encompassed, hold on, I'm just gonna write this down. Compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That's right. All must be fulfilled. And we're reading about that right there in the very first chapter of Jeremiah, which people would think that that has nothing to do with this time.
Right.
Hold on. Let them which are in Judea.
Yep. Flee to the mountains. Who is Judea again? Like in current day?
It's not who it is, it's what it means, which means Valley of Peace. It's gonna
Oh,
represent us all, everybody,
okay.
all of us that are at the four corners of the earth. When we
Okay.
see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, it's time to go. That's why I posted what I posted earlier
Right.
today, by the way. So you know that they're getting ready to surround Jerusalem right now.
Okay. And that's when it's
They have,
our ticket to flee to the mountains.
and that's why America has cut off all funding over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's how close we are, guys, because they're about to be surrounded. And what happens when they're surrounded?
The end comes next.
What are we supposed to do? Those who are in Judea, which means Valley of Peace, flee to the mountains, and let those who are in the midst of her go out, and let not those who are in the fields, which is us, go in.
Gotcha. Yep.
Time to go, because
Yep.
once once you see those nations doing what they're doing to them over there, because you got to think, not only are we scattered to the four corners of the earth, but so is everybody else scattered to the four corners of the earth, right? All the nations, this will all be in the four corners of the earth, the flooding of immigration, the flooding of mighty waters.
Right.
When they see what's happening over there, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to follow suit.
Yep. Yep. And man, so yeah, that's really interesting.
Because all of them are going to be against one people. All nations will be against Israel, and I'm not talking about the land. I'm talking about Israel that's scattered to the four corners of the earth, more than the
Right.
sand of the sea, more than the dust of the earth, more than the stars of the heavens.
Right. Wow.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, technology is a blessing and a curse.
Yes, it is, because I can just pull up what I want real quick. I'll just type it in.
Who is Israel then? That is a certain group of people.
Yep. Isaiah 10:22. We're not going to get into that tonight.
Nope, I didn't want to. I didn't want to do all that. Isaiah 10:22.
hmm
All right.
If you haven't figured it out yet, by watching what the government's promoting and what everybody is saying about a certain people on the earth, that should be enough to tell you as it is, because we're living in prophecy right now.
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
There it is. Although you be as the sand of the sea, only a small remnant is coming out of it.
Right. And that's who we're looking for.
Yep. That's who we're calling. That's why we're here throwing out seeds, trying to plant seeds. Tell people the sword is here, as Ezekiel 33 commands us to. Warning of the sword, something that Straight as a Gate refuses to do because they're afraid of being slandered, because they know if they had warned of the sword, they would have to be in our shoes and be called racist by everybody else as well. No, we warn of the sword, we show them who the sword is, and then we tell them to repent before the sword comes upon them. That's the order of things that you do. Not go to church and say a dark day's coming, keep the tent and eat clean and listen to me, and if you don't, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Foolishness. Foolishness.
Yeah.
Claw.
It is. It doesn't get anywhere. I mean, I haven't really seen any videos of anyone that's like, "Hey, these guys from Straight as a Gate came to me and they changed my life." Like, I can't believe how that when they were yelling at me and told me I was stupid, how much I learned. You know.
I shouldn't laugh, but it really is how that is. I need to repent for laughing, but still, it really is the mindset. That's why I'm dead set on what I said. I'm not going to change my stance on what I said. That
Right.
I truly believe they are the last stumbling block for people before the tribulation begins. I think they are because they're getting people from the four corners of the earth.
Oh yeah.
They've gotten people from England. That that woman that Mark was bashing, she's from another country. So what they're doing is working. They're gathering people. They've got a bunch of people, but it's it's definitely the last stumbling block. It has to be. I don't see any more outside of preterism, people who deny the blood sacrifice of our Messiah. We lost a good brother to that, by the way.
Oh.
Um, People who deny the virgin birth. Um, it all leads back. Once you deny what the word says, when it says he was born of a virgin, which means Alma, which means virgin, if you deny that, do you think he's going to continue to let you believe his word? No, he's going to send you over to your reprobate mind. You denied the truth,
Right. Right.
and
So
that's how that leads to. I'm sorry.
people like that though, you said like we lost a good brother, to that. Like, well, did he really have the heart for it to begin with if he left?
No, he does. He does. He never trusted the word.
Yeah.
He trusted. He leaned on his own understanding, and I was trying to figure out what his stumbling block was, but um, one day we were talking on Facebook with a group of people, and he popped up and he said, "So you think that the blood of the Messiah truly saved us from our sins?" And I was like, "Right there, there it is, there it is. That's his stumbling block. He denies the blood sacrifice.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
there it is." And
And
that's how easy it is, guys, to be
oh
sent
yeah,
over to a reprobate mind
one thing can lead you all kinds of different directions.
by twisting the Torah and say that no, yeah, they twist the Torah. They don't trust the prophets. Isaiah 53 makes it very darn clear that
Hmm.
he took the chastisements for us all. Nope,
Hmm.
people don't people don't trust it,
Right.
and that's what happens. They deny what's written, and they get sent over to a reprobate mind, and then usually 9 times out of 10 they go and they follow Judaism, and they get hooked into that, and then they're done. They're done. There is no coming back from that.
Hmm. Hmm. Makes sense.
I have not seen not one person who dabbled in that come out of that.
Yeah.
Not one.
So really, they're kind of helping us out. I mean, they're helping weed out the chaff still, like,
Yeah,
because
they ate the
really,
leavened bread.
yeah, because really, like, they're not, everybody out there is already, lost to begin with, so they're not really bringing anybody out of anything into anything different. You know,
Mm-mm.
they're just
They're
leading them
leading people
into a
straight back to Esau. That's all they're doing.
yeah,
Because
they're
Esau
just
denies it too.
bringing them to a different damnation is what they're doing.
Hmm. Well, that's what
Probably a
Esau
more
believes. That's exactly what Judaism is. That's why they deny the Messiah. They deny the New Testament. They deny the blood sacrifice. They're still waiting for a Messiah to come in through the government.
right, right,
And that's usually where that leads you every single time. Because if the virgin birth ain't true, that means that the New Testament lied. So people are going to start questioning the New Testament. Then they're going to deny the New Testament. And most of them can't understand Paul, so they deny Paul right away. That's why you have all these Paul hate groups out there. And eventually they deny the New Testament altogether. And they believe only in the old. They believe in keeping the laws, but see, they don't have the Messiah. You can't have the Father without the Son, or the Son without the Father. You can't. You just can't.
well, that's what I was saying. Like, what Judaism, like, I wouldn't be a Jew if there was no Messiah because it's just another story. Then, like,
Yeah,
I
that's
could
why.
write a book that could compare with the Torah. Anybody could. So
Hmm.
that that's yeah, it's really mind blowing on a lot of some of those things for sure. And then if you get into Islam and all, that's just like you got to be straight up a lunatic to believe that stuff.
Hmm.
But
That's why you see them where it says Deuteronomy 6:8, bind his word to your forehead and to your arm, to your, between your fingers, Deuteronomy 6:8. That's why you see them tying a box to their forehead and tying a
yeah,
box to their hand, because they have no understanding.
right,
They don't know what he's truly trying to say. That's exactly what a reprobate mind looks like.
right, right. And yeah, it's sad because they're trying.
Well, they
They
denied the Son. You
right,
can't deny the Son.
right.
It's not sad. Don't pray for those people.
No, I guess you're right. You're right.
They denied the Son.
Yep.
They're
But
gone. They're done. They're cut off. It's
but just
over.
like me in Christian church, is that what they were taught, or like
They never truly saw it. They trusted in man's opinions, and
right?
they believe in the Talmud, which is a bunch of added added traditions.
Yeah,
Do
and
not
that's
add
true
nor
too.
take away from this word that I command you today. Yet that's exactly what they did. They just kept adding and adding and making things harder and harder.
Yeah,
That's why Yeshua said, he said, you bind up these heavy loads hard to carry, but yet none of you lift a finger to do one of yourself.
yeah. And I can say, I guess, even from some of my very first thoughts, like there's always been something in me that has questioned about what I was being told and what I was reading when I could first start reading the Bible and stuff. Um, so that's probably the difference right there is the initial calling from well, first of all, they're not children of Israel, so that makes a big
Some of
difference.
them are, not all of them aren't. Some of them
Yeah,
are. They'll come out of the land, but most of them there are going to perish with them because they believe that they are.
yeah,
They don't trust the scriptures. So
yeah.
not all of them are Esau, but yes, a good majority of them are.
Okay.
Um,
Just like
a lot of our
everywhere.
brothers and sisters went and moved there because they thought that was the true promise.
Yeah.
And if you read Ezekiel 40, it gives you a dimension of the land, and it's damn near not the size of Rhode Island. It's way bigger. It's way bigger.
Oh
It gives
yeah.
you dimensions.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking at that. Whatever it's like 25,000 one way, north and south, and then 10,000 east and west.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That the size of Israel there?
Yeah.
No.
That no way. That's a tiny little place.
Yeah. No, that's not the promised land, guys. Sorry. No. It tells you where Abraham left when he left Egypt. He went to the south, the Negev, which means the south.
Yep.
It's a parable. It's meant for you to break down the word, what Negev means, to understand that it was the south. And people say it's not talking that he went to that south. He went to the south up there. That makes no damn sense.
Well, there
People.
was there was when I was listening to Jeremiah, I could have swore I heard a part that said, I should have paused it. Now that you mention it, though, bringing this up, I could have swore it said there was a part in there that talks about when I led you out of the land of the north.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Egypt, you know. Egypt is
Mm-hmm.
north of there. So if they went to where it is now, that would not be north. They would have been led out of the southwest.
Mm-hmm. So go over to Isaiah 30, verse 6.
Isaiah what?
30, verse 6.
30, verse 6. I got to turn my volume up just a little bit. There we go. All right. The burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the young and old lion, the viper, and fiery flying serpent.
So you see how it says south?
Uh-huh.
Can you pull up the word for south?
Yeah. On my
Tell me what it
computer.
says.
Well, I'll just do it. Yeah, I can do it on here, and everyone can see it. Let's see, I don't even know. Oh,
Just
here.
type in Isaiah 30, verse 6. It'll pull up the verse.
Isaiah verse 36. All right. Where am I at? Which south? I went too far, I think.
Here, pull me up. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, what do I do here?
South Country, Nekeb,
The Negev.
the Nekeb.
Yeah. Now, how do I save this? Okay. Okay, there we go. All right.
Vessel said, tread carefully, brothers, for onlookers.
I know. I saw his message.
All right.
Wasn't talking about what he thinks I was going to talk about. I'm pulling up something important. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Oh, okay. That'll. Better yet, we'll just do this over here. We'll move it over here. So the south. You see how I did the word search right here for south?
Okay.
Hold on. Having a difficult time here tonight for some reason. All right. So we'll go over to Isaiah. Come on now. What happened? Okay. Too far. Isaiah 30, verse 6, right here. The word is H. I'm sorry, the Hebrew word is H5045. Why am I in Bible Hub? I don't never go to Bible Hub. That's why I couldn't get this thing to work. I don't use Bible Hub. I use Blue Letter Bible. That's what I'm used to.
I usually just use the books. I got a book here though too. I broke it out. 5045.
See
All
this
right.
word right here?
Yep.
It's the Negev, which means south countryside. Word south as south, but yet they'll say it's Palestine, but we know Palestine is Philistia. So
Yep.
you got to know how to decipher between the lies and the truth. So we go back over here.
Oh, it just means south of Palestine.
Hmm.
So yeah,
That's what they're
Egypt
trying to
is,
say.
yeah.
But look, right here in Genesis 13:1, right here. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south, the Negev, right here.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And just like that one verse that I want to, we'll probably run into that as we go through Jeremiah, but that says, when I brought you out of the land of Egypt, or brought you out of the land to the north, which is Egypt. So,
Hmm. And I already showed you in Exodus 13, they didn't go up to the way of the Philistines because there was war there. So they went around and went
right,
by the way of the Red Sea, and
right.
Egypt followed them.
Yep. Yep. And I was looking at a map yesterday about that, or a globe. That's all he has is a globe, but but yeah, it's I was showing him my buddy that too, and he was all like, I think I got him hooked. I can't wait to see him again and see what he thinks. But that'll be like one of the first people that I actually maybe have like helped see the truth.
There you go.
That'd be awesome. I mean, I've led to people to Christian truth, but that isn't truth, so I led them to lies. But I've repented of that.
All right, that's just what I wanted to show you. You can take me down now. I'll turn off
All
my
right.
camera.
All right. Let's see. I got to figure out how to do that again. Shrink. All right.
Now go over to, it's in Ezekiel. It's either 20 or 24. I can't remember. Oh,
Thank you, Melissa. I think it's a great study as well. I've learned a lot.
Ezekiel 20:47 through 49. Thank you, Melissa.
So,
There's so much more to go into this, guys. We're just This is just breaking down one chapter of Jeremiah. We
right,
haven't even finished the chapter yet.
right. There's still 3 hours left to read.
But now you know how I study this stuff out when I'm going through it.
Yeah, you don't have enough time left in your life to study it all. Sorry.
Ugh. That's how I break down. Um, that's literally how I break down the Torah too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why we all need to do this together and get more people helping on the same page, because there is no way we could do this all on our own. There's
Well,
no
through the
friend.
Spirit, there is. You know,
Yeah, there
Yahweh will lead
is.
you to what you. Yahweh will lead you to what you need to know.
Exactly. That's a good point right there. He will exactly lead you to what you know, want or need to know at the time. So 20, 40, 40, 47, and
7 through
49.
49
Okay, got it.
or 46. I'm so sorry.
46. All right. Son of man, set thy face toward the south, and drop thy word toward the south,
Drop
and
the word. Who's the word?
That's us again.
No, the words are us.
Well,
Who's the
yeah,
word?
the Messiah would be the word, the words. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Drop thy word toward the south and prophesy against the forest of the south field, and say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yahweh, the Messiah. Thus saith my sovereign Yahweh, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. In the flaming fire, or the flaming flame, shall not be quenched, and all faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein. And all flesh shall see that I, Yahweh, have kindled it. It shall not be quenched. Then said I, Ah, my sovereign Yahweh, they say of me, doth he not speak parables?
It's a parable. It's a parable about the 144,000 consuming everything from the south to the north.
Okay. What would the difference between a green tree and a dry tree be?
Oh, you're asking a very tough question here, my friend. I don't know if you want to go down that road.
Maybe another time, but
Yeah, maybe another time in a more private setting because some of this stuff is very uh, harsh. I'll
okay.
just put it that way.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yep. Remember, there will be souls crying out under the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Go over if you want. I tell you what. We'll finish off with this. The souls crying out under the altar, right?
Yep.
We'll do some Torah tonight. A little bit, just a little bit. Go over to Leviticus 8,
Okay.
verse 14.
All right. Start at the beginning.
No, start at verse 14.
Okay. And he brought the bullock for the sin offering, and Aaron his sons laid their hands upon the head of the bullock for the sin offering. And he slew it. And Moses took the blood and put it upon the horns of the altar round about with his finger.
Right. So let's stop there.
Okay.
Are there not four horns, four winds, four horsemen?
Yeah.
So this blood that comes from the bull will be put upon the horns that are of the altar, right?
Okay.
Do you know what horns are? I mean, do you know what bull means in Hebrew?
I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
It means as used for plowing. In the
Okay.
Hebrew lexicon, so called from its plowing. Who is the plower? Who plows and tills and breaks the clods of the earth, right? Those are
Yeah.
those that do the work,
Right.
right? The ones who preach the gospel, right?
Yep.
Right. Okay. So they would be bulls, right?
Yep.
Okay. Continue reading.
Okay. And purified the altar with, and poured the blood at the bottom of the altar and sanctified it to make reconciliation upon it.
Okay. Pause.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot. Go over to Revelation 6, 9 through 11.
And and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Elohim and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahweh, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on earth?
All right, pause. What was it? What did it say again in the beginning?
It said that the altar of I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain.
Okay, what is in the blood?
The life.
The life is in the blood, right?
Yep.
So they were poured under the altar. They were under the altar, right? For what?
Well, to wait.
Why were they under the altar? What
Oh,
got them there?
because they were killed for the testimony and the word of the Elohim.
Exactly. So what are bulls again?
Well, they're the gosh, you just
They're
told
the
me
plowmen. They're the
right,
workers.
right. So the 144.
No, they won't be the 144. They're the 144 don't die.
Oh yeah, yep.
So the souls of them that were under the altar, crying out to Yahweh for the word, for defending the word. They will be people who are protecting the word. They'll be plowmen. They'll be people that
Ah,
are preaching the gospel.
right. Like us.
Right. Yes, like us.
Yep.
So now go back over to Leviticus 8:14 and 15 and read that again now with that understanding.
Okay.
The four horns on the slaughter place are the four horsemen in the world.
Yep. So they're going to be killing. Yeah, we're not all of us are going to make it.
No, it tells you that in Daniel 11. It says, "I will try them." And what is it? Daniel. I'll pull it up after we're done.
Okay. And Moses brought Aaron's sons and put coats upon them and guided them with
No,
girdles. Oh, I'm one
Leviticus
verse
eight
back. Okay.
fourteen.
Yeah, one back too far. And he brought the bullock for the sin offering, and Aaron his sons laid their hands upon his head, or upon the head of the bullock for the sin offering. And he slew it. And Moses took the blood and put it upon the horns of the altar round about with his finger. And purified the altar and poured the blood at the bottom of the altar and
What's
set
in the blood?
life.
Life. What are the bulls?
The plowman.
The plowmen. And what did they do with some of the blood?
Uh, well, they poured it at the bottom and sanctified it to make
Right, but what did they
reconciliation.
do with the finger?
Oh, they did it around the altar. They purified
Yeah,
it.
they sanctified the altar, but what did they put some of the blood on?
It just says on the horns and then round
Yeah,
about.
on the horns,
Yep.
on the four horsemen,
Yep. So they're
and the
going to,
blood.
the four horsemen are going to kill some of, well, during that time, some of us will die and the blood will be on them, is what that's getting at.
Oh, what it's showing you is the earth is the altar. The four winds, the four horsemen that come from the four corners of the earth are the horns,
Right.
and the blood of the sacrifice will be placed on top of those horns because those horns are going to be the one that slay them. Then the blood will be sprinkled all around the altar, meaning all over the earth, to cleanse it. And the blood, the rest of it, will be poured under the altar, which what is under the earth?
Sheol.
Sheol.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. See how important Torah is?
Yeah.
All right, go over to Daniel 11:35.
So the blood of the wicked is going to purify the earth.
No, that's not. They're not wicked.
Or I mean, the blood of the plowmen are going to purify the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not
It's not just plowmen either.
okay.
I'd say go study it out. The rest of it.
Yeah. Well,
But
there's three different people talked about, right?
uh, a bull and two rams.
Yeah.
What does ram mean?
I don't know.
A ram is anything strong, a chief,
Yeah, that's
a
right. You told
strong
me that.
support,
Yep.
strong tree, be strong, a strength, power, powerful ones, leaders, leaders of the
Okay.
land. One bull and two rams.
Gotcha.
How many Levites are there? Will there be?
Well, the 144 will all be Levites, right?
Hmm.
So then there'll be there'll be twice as many of the preachers as there are of the Levites, right? Or I mean, do I have
Oh, you tell me.
no, I got that back. Well, the bulls and the rams, yeah, twice as many Levites as there are preachers.
Oh, there's going to be 144,000, and for
Yep. Each bull, there's a
think
ram.
about it, man.
One bull, two rams.
One bull, two rams.
Yep. So yeah, there's going to be twice as many rams as there are bulls.
Do the math.
Right. The 570 whatever. Yep. Or I don't have a calculator.
Yeah.
But I get what you're getting at. The 144 plus whatever 288 would be 432,000.
It's going to be the exact same amount that is coming out of Egypt because they're going to be sanctified.
Okay. I'm missing something because that's
It's
almost
okay.
600.
It's
That's
okay. You'll
almost
get it. It'll click. You just got to study it out, brother.
okay. One,
Because remember, they sprinkle the blood over the people too, right? In the book of the covenant.
right.
Who is the covenant? It'll be our Messiah. Remember, he's being preserved to be given a covenant.
Right.
Oh, guys, I'm telling you, this stuff goes so deep.
Yeah, I'm missing something. I'm missing a number somewhere or whatever. Because it's supposed to be 500 and some, right?
Yeah, 579, exactly the same amount that's going to be coming out.
Right. Okay.
Remember, I've said it so many times in videos, or I've said it so many times in live. The people of the land that are wicked, and others as well, is what I'll say, will
Right.
be removed so the remnant can be moved in.
Yep. Gotcha.
All right, let's go over to just give you a perspective here. Go over to Daniel 11:32 through 35. Nope, bull's not the Messiah. He's a lamb. You should look up what a lamb means. It'll give you a great understanding.
You said Daniel 9. Sorry, I didn't hear
Daniel
that.
11,
11.
32 through 35.
All right.
And Aaron and Moses, I'm sorry, Aaron is just a representation of Yeshua, and the Levites are his sons,
Uh-huh.
are a representation of the 144. And in that case, Moses is a representation of the Father in that particular subject.
That's kind of what
That's
I
why
was
he,
getting out of that
yes, he
too.
dips his finger. Well, who's the finger of God? It's Yahweh.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's Yeshua. Sorry.
Yeah, Yeshua, yeah, the Messiah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was picking up from that when we were doing that.
Yeah,
Um, I'm still missing the number though. I don't know why I'm not getting that. I'm
you'll get it. Don't
okay.
don't don't stress about it. Just when we get done here, just take your time. Don't let it bother you. You'll figure it out.
All right. All right, Daniel 11:32 through 35. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their Elohim shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many. Yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoil many days. Now when they shall fall, they shall be holpen with a little help. But many shall cleave to them with flatteries. And some of them of understanding shall fall, to try them and to purge and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed.
That's right. So what was given to those that were under the altar crying out?
They were given the white robes.
There you go. There's what you're reading right now.
Okay.
They will be made white. It's part of sanctification.
Okay. So those will be the other ones that are going to be joined in.
Yeah, not all with understanding are going to make it.
Right.
The 144 are going to come from the four corners of the earth out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I'm getting tired.
That's all right.
They're gonna come out of the remnant. Remember, I know this stuff is a lot, guys, but the Torah really explains all this stuff to you guys, literally.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. We're getting into the nitty gritty about the things on that. I like it. Because that's,
No, it's good to go over the Torah.
yeah. Yep. And there's connections there that, like you were saying, it's all over the place earlier at the beginning. Carlton, yes, I'll upload this on YouTube as soon as I can.
Now watch. Check this out. I want to do one more with you. If you're still down, I'll
Yeah,
do one more
sure.
with you.
Yep.
I just thought of something.
I just got to use the restroom real quick, so give me a couple minutes.
No breaks. We don't take breaks around here, buddy.
Well, it's just like karate class, man. I got 40 push-ups if I got to pee.
It's okay. I'll just mess with you. Yeah, don't do like I did and take my mic. You guys learning something tonight? Yeah, I know. I'm breaking the silence.
All right, I'm back.
Yes, Canada represents Egypt as well. Anybody under the system is pretty much Egypt. Oh, your head spinning? You really go like this then. What I'm about to take you all through.
Mhm.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go over to Leviticus 6:20. Yes, Canada is included as Egypt.
All right, this is the offering of Aaron and his sons,
This
which
is an offering of Aaron and sons. Who does Aaron represent, and who do the sons represent?
Aaron would be the Messiah, and the sons are the 144.
There you go. So keep going.
All right, which they shall offer unto Yahweh in the day when he is anointed.
In the day.
Yep, the day of the wrath. Like
He is
the
anointed.
Yep, the 10th part of an ephah and of fine flour for a meat offering, perpetual. Half of it in the morning. I need to put my glasses back on.
No, you're good, brother. Don't worry.
I left them in the bathroom. All right. Let's see. Okay, there I was. Wait, where was I?
620.
All right. The 10th part of an ephah of fine flour for a meat offering, perpetual. Half of it in the morning and half thereof at night.
Right. Remember that word tenth.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I keep reading there?
No.
Okay.
Because after we go through this, you're gonna want to study what that means. Promise
Okay.
you, because it's important to understand. Because it's literally showing you the anointing of the 144.
Gotcha.
All right. Go over to Isaiah 6:12 and 13.
So just hold on 1 second. Is the 10th part of an ephah of fine flour? Is that the 10th of the population that's left?
You'll see.
Okay.
I'm about to just bear with me. I'm gonna take you. You're gonna understand it a little bit better.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. I'm gonna go over there. Just 1 minute. All right. And Yahweh have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a teil tree and as an oak, whose substance is in them when they cast their leaves. So the holy seed shall be the substance thereof.
Israel. A tenth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Remember that.
Yep.
Go over to Psalms 144, 1 through 10. 144, 1 through 10.
Okay.
Think about that. 144, 1/10.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Blessed be Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war, and my fingers to fight.
How many fingers are on both your hands?
5 on each, so 10.
10.
Yeah.
Who do you think that's talking about?
The 10th.
The 10th.
Yep. The
What is the
144.
10th?
144.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nothing is a coincidence, guys.
Right. Wow.
Keep going.
My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Yahweh, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the Son of Man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow thy heavens, O Yahweh, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke.
When do you think this is talking about?
At Mount Sinai.
The time of his visitation, the time of tribulation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The mountains representing continents, and they shall smoke. Why shall
Oh
they be
yeah, when
smoke?
I got you, when they move and stuff. I was just thinking, yeah, the one mountain. I just thinking the one mountain, but yeah, I got you. Bow thy heavens and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. Send thy hand from
The
above
arrows are the enemy.
and shoot thine arrows and destroy them.
Yep, the arrows represent the enemy.
And he's taught, who is them then? Is that the
Us.
144? Okay.
No, it's talking about Israel.
Just the house of
Cast
Israel.
forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, which represent the enemy, the four horns. They've been given a bow.
Yep. That makes sense. Touch
Read
them
the
out.
next verse. It'll make sense because first is the enemy right here in verse
Yep.
6. Next is what?
Send thine hand from above. The Messiah.
There's a hand.
The Messiah.
That's right.
Rid me and deliver me out of great waters.
What are the waters?
The peoples.
Yeah.
From the hand of strange children.
Ooh.
That could be the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood.
That's right. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Wow. I will sing a new song unto thee, O Elohim, upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. I will sing praises unto thee. The fingers.
The new song will be the song of Moses. That's Revelation 15, verse 3.
Yep.
And I saw as it were a sea of glass those who got over the mark of the beast, and they shall sing the song of Moses and the song of the Lamb.
Yep. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivered David his servant from the hurtful sword. Very good. That's awesome. Wow. 144,000. Thank you for that, brother.
No problem, guys.
That is awesome. That's a good thing to note on or end on. I like hearing about that stuff and learning all these little things. It's really neat. It really, really is. And it brings everything together in such ways that it's like solidified, like brings faith together in the word. And, it just shows that, I had someone ask me one time about like, well, or say something about like, oh, well, that's written by man too. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, it is written by man, but you tell me how these men over thousands of years all wrote the same thing.
And it be so spiritual and understanding.
Right.
Yeah, Joe, salvation is a free gift to those who obey. That's what it boils down to, man. Yes, he sent his son to save the world, but you have to obey. It ain't just believe. The demons believe. Satan believes.
Yep.
That's part of the Christian church's problem. They don't want to do. They want to just believe and do their own thing. It's not going to fly. The fear of God in them is that of the precepts of men, the traditions of man. They tell you what's right and wrong, and you guys completely ignore what Yahweh said is right and wrong.
If you obey, then it will be a reward. Well, what
Yes,
is, yeah,
it
what
tells you in
happens?
Revelation 12:17, those who keep the commandments of God and the testimony of our Messiah. Revelation 14:12, those who keep the commandments of God. Revelation 22:14, those who keep the commandments of God shall eat the tree of life. You can't just believe, you have to do the works.
And if you don't obey, what does that make you? It makes you lawless.
It
Because
puts you right in the hands of the man of sin.
who said you
I
can't keep
keep
the
the
commandments?
commandments. Don't say that you can't keep the commandments because I keep them right now.
Yep. And even the Messiah said, go out and sin no more. He didn't say, go out and try not to sin, and when you do, come back to me and ask for forgiveness. He said, go and sin no more.
That's just your flesh screaming, saying that you can't, you can't. That's Satan whispering in your ear right now. That's you chasing your flesh. I can 100% keep the commandments, everything that applies to me. Do I make mistakes? Yes, but I get chastised for it, and I realize my chastisement, and I turn away from it completely because I don't want to go through that chastisement again. No one's, yes, only Christ, Yeshua was perfect. Yes. Doesn't mean that we're not going to make mistakes.
And everyone has sin in their past, even if they are walking righteous and blameless. Like, at moments people aren't sinning in life. I know people that can't really fathom that, but like when you're sitting there doing nothing, you're not sinning. So what you can go without sinning throughout life, and you make mistakes, like Crossfix said, but it is a possibility.
Well, when you make those mistakes and you realize your error and realize that you've done Yahweh wrong in his eyes, you should feel guilt. That's putting on sackcloth and rolling in ash. You realize that you're guilty and you feel it in your spirit, and then you realize it, you call it out to the Father as you're supposed to, call it out to him, admit your sin to him, pray in private, not in front of 1,000 different people like the church does, and repent. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and if you truly fear Yahweh and you keep doing it, it's only going to be worse and worse. And eventually he's going to cut you off and say, you're done.
Yep, that's exactly right. Because he does not like repetitive sin, and that proves that your heart is not for him. And that, a lot of Christians will say that the Holy Spirit resides in them, but they still continue to willfully sin.
Yep.
So that's the thing, is willfully sinning. When you know what is right and wrong in the eyes of our Father and you willfully decide to not do it, that is with the difference between you and I. Like eating
Some people
bacon.
just,
I just choose not to eat bacon, all right? Some people just choose to eat bacon, even though they know that it says in the Bible not to. That's something that could be salvation issues right there.
it is a salvation issue. It's not something that could be. It is
Right,
a be.
right. So that's something that, you need to think about if you're honestly curious and questioning things. If you're here to contend, then that'll end quickly.
Yep. Isaiah 65 and 66 is a testimony. When Yeshua returns, if you're eating things that are unclean, you're going to be devoured by the wrath. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're called to be set apart, guys.
If you hate is same as unaliving, yeah, you're right. And you should not have hate in your heart. And I guarantee anybody in this group they try their hardest not to have hate in their heart.
I don't even hate my enemies.
Yep. Yep. We are the peacemakers. We try to be peaceful in truth and share his word with love. So There's a lot of men in here and a lot of women that would love to talk to you more if you're very curious. You just shoot one of us a message. But yeah, I know you're tired. I'm kind of getting tired. I got a long day tomorrow too. But that was great, man. I appreciate it. And did you want to do this again tomorrow?
Yeah, we can finish Jeremiah 1.
Yeah, yeah, we finished reading it, but we didn't break it all down yet, did we? Okay, that
I
sounds
told you
good.
we would do a chapter a night.
Yeah, that sounds good. What time they said? What time you want to do, brother?
Same time, around 8 Central.
Sounds
Sometime
good.
around that time. It won't be right on time. Probably maybe between 15 and 20 minutes after, somewhere around there.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, thank you again, and thank you all for being here. And I hope you all have a great sleep and day at work tomorrow.
Yep. Love you guys. Thanks for just listening to two guys go over the Bible.
Yeah, we're
Much love, y'all.
just two pieces of flesh trying to figure out the afterlife.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank
Love
you all.
guys.
Love you all.
Much love.
Have a good night.